First of all, before we get into all the jazz, you celebrated your anniversary yesterday, and then I'm guessing also, are you mixing your anniversary and Valentine's together? Was that
hmm
all of it in one?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah,
Well,
that's
how
it.
was it? How was it?
It was good. It was good. I think the main thing, if there's anything to say, is that we saw the movie Send Help, um, by Sam Raimi, which I mentioned last night that movie did nothing but scare me. But in all honesty, like it was pretty good. It was a pretty solid movie. I mean, obviously overall, I'm really trying to remember the last like Sam Raimi movie I saw, like what Doctor Strange, right?
Yeah.
That's probably like the last one I would have seen. Yeah, no, I mean obviously it was clear that, on top of on top of Stranger Things, on top of what Doctor Strange was, right, as a movie, because I didn't really like it. Um, I felt a lot more of like Sam Raimi's direction, obviously in this movie with a lot of the shots that were taken. Um, it was very interesting. I don't want to spoil anything really, but I will just say, obviously two people get stranded on an island. Um, one with a nagging boss. There's obviously going to be a lot of mind games, right? Nobody goes to an island and don't start to like trip up, and that's what this movie is. This movie is it's a very trippy and very like you know concerning road. But yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, am I am I slightly jealous that you have someone to go watch movies with and spend your Valentine's Day with? Absolutely. Actually, I wish the worst for you. Um,
That's crazy.
No, no, I'll be here. I'll be here this weekend just watching movies by myself, listening to Noah Khan music.
What do you plan on seeing? Are you gonna go see Wuthering Heights?
No, absolutely not. I probably will not be watching Wuthering Heights. I want to watch the
The Bride.
mortuary.
Uh,
What?
I was gonna say The Bride. I want to see The Bride. That movie was good.
Yeah, that comes out soon in a couple weeks. The Mortuary Assistant has a limited theater run. That is a movie that stars friend of the show, Mark Stager. It's based on a video game, a really cool video game. Speaking of video game movies, you saw Send Help. I was on the opposite spectrum. Another movie that released alongside it, Iron Lung. I did a review that's up on the Fragmented Zone page. It actually got almost 2,000 views, which is awesome. So we definitely got to pump up more review content. But I think it's really impressive that a YouTuber made a movie that blew up and was number one in the country for the weekend. I think that's insane. Um, Weird movie. I wish he dove a little deeper into the lore, but still impressively made and just all around an impressive feat. Uh, no, yeah, yeah, no. I
No,
just,
but we talked about it, right? Obviously, I love movies in general, right? Like I always try to go see like as many as I can. We were in the movies pretty early, which I always like because you get a chance to like trailers pop up when you're like trailers can pop up like on down the YouTube notification, and you won't really watch them because obviously you're doing something else. And you'll see clips in here on like Instagram and stuff like that, but. I think when I go to the movie theaters and I watch the trailers there, that gives me like a much like bigger moment to like really like take in the trailers for what they are. And there was a couple of trailers in there that was pretty good. I never watched Hide and Seek 1, but I did see the trailer for Hide and Seek 2, which
you mean
looked
Ready or Not?
is it ready or not?
Yeah, it's definitely not called hide and seek,
I
but
thought it was called Hide and Seek 2. I thought it was. I'm gonna be honest. Um,
tomorrow we think no, I'm gonna see the sequel. I watched the first one. It's an incredible movie.
I never watched the first one, but I also
That's
saw
crazy.
a trailer for the movie. It's called Good Luck, Be Safe, Don't Die.
Something like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That comes out this weekend.
yeah, no, that movie looked good. Like it looked trippy, right? And I'm not always like seeing movies that are trippy, right? Because I feel like a lot of times trippy movies like leave room for just bad writing. right? Because they end in weird ways, and you're like, I don't get it, and they're like, you're not supposed to get it, and I'm like, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
But that movie actually does look like it's gonna be pretty like good.
Yeah, a lot of movies come out this Valentine's Day weekend is just such obviously the
Yeah.
romance is in the air. People are going on dates to the movie theater. So everything drops this weekend. It's jam packed and I work all weekend, so I probably won't even make it to the movies. Nothing beats the theater I saw Iron Lung in though. Russ and I we went up to Detroit and we saw a movie on the 8 Mile at Luxury Bel Air Cinemas, reclining seats, cheap concessions. It was awesome. Watching those trailers, even though I'm pretty sure Russ slept through like half of them, it was a good time. It was a good time.
I think
Uh,
a movie I went to go see with Russ that he slept through. It was
yeah,
either,
that's
you
you
know
know,
what? He involved sleeping in Oppenheimer though.
that's honestly a movie that I would expect him to fall asleep
Right? No,
during.
I know. He was awake all through Oppenheimer. I think I saw. I think it might have been TMNT that he fell asleep in. It was one of those for sure.
I'll never forget Barbenheimer that doing that double feature. Might happen again this year with Avengers Doomsday with Dune and Doomsday. Even though I don't think Dune is going to release that weekend. I think it's going to get pushed. But no, Barbenheimer, craziest theater experience of my life. I was there for like 8 hours that day. And I watched Barbie after Oppenheimer. So after sitting through 4 hours of atomic bombs, it was I'm just Ken, and it was so obnoxious. It was such a crazy experience. There will never be anything like that again. But
I
no, that's why
genuinely
Russ is
think
getting punished. That's why we're making he lost our fantasy football league, so we made him a shirt.
he has an excellent punishment waiting. We got a shirt for
Oh
him to go. We're going on a cruise in what, like 3 weeks, 4 weeks,
yeah, yeah. About a
and
month.
yeah, dude, the shirt that we got for him, boy, it's gonna be bad for
He's gonna
him.
listen to this, so we can't even talk about it. But
I know,
when I
but
want to do TFZ Takeover Miami when we get there, and we will have to record his reaction because that's hilarious. No, do you have a? Speaking of Valentine's Day movies, I was wondering this. Do you have a go-to like Valentine's Day movie? Like if you were gonna cuddle up with Haley and watch a movie, what would you watch?
I don't even know. Like, I'm trying to think about because there's no. I'm not a big romantic comedy guy. Like, I really can't think of the last romantic comedy that I really was like, this is a banger. Um, Man, but I'm really like I'm
You could
no.
just go. You could just go with the safe bet and say Titanic. I think a lot of people say Titanic, but that's just sad.
That's
That's
it. That's really sad. Like, I don't know who would actively sit down and take that time out today to watch the
right.
Titanic on Valentine's Day. Like, no,
No, no,
mm-mm.
mine is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, one of the greatest movies of all time. Jim Carrey, Kate Winslet. I watched that when I was going through a breakup, and it changed me like on a personal level. It's very sad to watch that movie alone. I swear I'm okay though. I'm very happy with how look. I was part of a toxic system. I'm happy now. As much as I make jokes about uh sitting in the corner and watching Justin succeed in life, I swear it's okay. I'm happy for the guy. My time will come. My time will come. And just so you know, Justin, if we were on the Titanic, I would share the boat with you, or share
You
the
would be able
raft. I'll
to.
share the door.
It would probably tip over, to be honest.
That is, I mean, yeah, it wouldn't even make it past me. It would just sink. So
No, mm-mm.
no, 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 no. I've been waiting till we recorded, not to like yap. I feel like I'm on a yapping spree right now, but I've been waiting till we recorded just so we can rant about the Super Bowl. I think it was Queso who said, God bless Bad Bunny for letting these guys play football during his concert because oh my God, everything around the Bad Bunny halftime show was horrible.
It
The
was.
ads were just NBC advertising their own crap on Peacock and AI slop. That was pretty. What happened to the good old days, like with Chubby Monkey Baby or Puppy Monkey Baby? Wait, what happened?
They talked
These
about it too. I remember watching that video about like the errors in which like you know we kind of get every like 5 or 10 years we get this like new thing that kind of like pops up and takes over advertisement. So I think hopefully we'll get back I mean, probably not with the progression of AI. It's probably gonna get like very scary here, and like we're gonna see a lot of soulless ads. But I think for sure, um, they talked about how, obviously this is the age of AI. Previously, it was the age of crypto. I forgot what Super Bowl it was, but there was like over 50% of the ads were crypto ads. And then somewhere in the 2000s were like .com ads, was like the launch of like, websites and different things for people to get like added to. So we're kind of in that area, but it's it's terrible. I mean, it really is. I like there are so many ways that AI can be used as a good tool. Now, there are ways that we can talk about how it's affecting the world negatively. It's taking up a lot of our sustainable drinking water, and all different things. But I'm sure there's a conversation to be had in the future about, how we can more ethically use AI. But none of these ads were at all saying anything about that. These ads were promoting
Yeah.
having conversations with AI. They were promoting making your kid use AI to imagine things. That's not the point of like you're stripping your child of
Yeah.
imagination. What is the point of you
It's
like
the Super Bowl ads were the slop of the AI that we talk about. Like it was the AI slop. And I just think,
hmm
like you said, that's just a sign of the times. Like this is the world we're living in right now. And it doesn't help that the actual football game around it was just a total snooze fest.
hmm
Bad Bunny went out there though. He represented his culture. He gave the people the message that we all like everybody needed. All right, and unfortunately, the people that really needed to hear the message weren't going to hear it. And I'm fine with calling those people out because I don't even want to market this podcast to those people. There's already, I feel like podcasts in general in this space are kind of taken over by the conservative agenda. If you look at the top podcast, it's Joe Rogan, Theo Von, the list goes on. It's very conservative filled space, but we're a podcast that talks about arts and comedy and movies and TV, and this is a thing that us good-hearted human beings need to take over again. So if you watched if you didn't watch the Bad Bunny halftime show, just click out of this podcast now. If you were listening to that guy talk about how hard it is to be country in this country nowadays, I just want to catch my fish, drink my beer, touch the kids, and
no,
be a
literally,
racist. Or
literally,
isn't that how the
it's
song goes?
yeah, something like that for
Yeah, yeah,
sure.
yeah. I
It's
feel like that's
humiliating.
gonna get clipped out of context now. Oh my God, what have I done? I gotta,
Yeah, you gotta edit that one out.
I
But
gotta
no,
edit
it's
that
it's
out.
it's humiliating, honestly, that people are willing to be more outraged and more mad about the fact that Bad Bunny just got up there and spoke Spanish. And people are trying to claim they've been doing that for years, right? Oh, I'm not racist. I just don't like such and such. Like, no, you are racist. And you can't get up there and be like, well, I just don't like Bad Bunny's music. There's been plenty of halftime shows where I just haven't liked the music. Like that's a given, right? You can't like everything. Like, you're not gonna like everything. You like we're talking about people who've been alive for like what, 50 plus years? You're telling me you watched like over I don't even like 3 dozen Super Bowls and like halftime shows, and you're telling me that you just like liked every single one of them, and this was the one that you just like stopped at and was like, this draws the line.
No, no,
No.
it's gotten so out of hand. Normally, when we don't enjoy a halftime show, we just go to get snacks, we go to use the bathroom, we don't talk about it. But the outrage over Bad Bunny, an American, I would rather watch him, an American artist, than whatever crap Kid Rock went out there and spewed. It is nonsense to me that there's such an outrage over this, and people will say, "Oh, like let's." You don't let politics get in the way of your relationship. And if you don't realize by now that politics is this, it's not politics. It's so much bigger than politics. It's human rights. It's loving each other. If Bad Bunny went out there and said love is more powerful than hate, and you're mad about that, more mad about that than you are the Epstein files, we're not friends. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
And it's just, yeah, and I've said it before. I mean, it's like obviously we all know that Trump is associated with those files, is highly friends with Epstein, and was involved with. everything they were doing on that island. Even in the off case that he was not somehow, you're seriously going to tell me a man whose name was listed more times than anyone else's, a man who has active pictures with this man, is someone that you should be trusting in office, and someone that shouldn't be have a whole investigation launched after them? Then you're just not you.
And the sad part is nothing is going to happen.
Probably not.
Nothing is going to happen. And that's just the pill we have to swallow. Uh, Look, guys, you got your white person. I don't even know what you're mad about. You got Lady Gaga. All right. You got your English speaking white woman
Hmm.
and the straight people getting married. I mean, Bad Bunny said it himself before they panned to her. Is this what you wanted? Is this what you wanted? That's what he said. In Spanish, obviously, which people have a hard time with that. Yeah, you got your white person. What do you want? You want the MAGA? You want the MAGA halftime show? You want us to put Jelly Roll and Post Malone out there and Morgan Wallen and give you that kind of show? I mean, I mean, personally, I wouldn't hate a Post Malone halftime show. I like Post Malone. Justin would turn the channel. He would not.
It's just the pipeline that he like connects himself to, right? I think Post Malone. I have biases with Post Malone as is, but like I know if it gets to Post Malone, then it goes to Jelly Roll, and then it goes from like Jelly Roll to every other country artist, and then that's how we end up with Morgan Wallen in the Super Bowl. And
Yeah, no, like
I know.
Post Malone is just the stepping stone into racist territory. Like he's
Hmm.
he's the borderline. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. And then we get to Jelly Roll, who doesn't talk politics. He doesn't have a phone.
Right? Apparently, he never had a phone. Right? He's just a redneck hillbilly who knows nothing.
Jelly Roll promoting toxic masculinity in America. No. What if Jelly Roll's team actually like sees this? Like, what if what if we get a cease and desist email? No.
We do nothing.
What about the I don't know. Were there any good commercials during the Super Bowl? The Sabrina Carpenter one was just weird. Like it was just weird to me. I feel like there was just a lot of weird, tasteless uh commercials. There was the one where it was karaoke and then it was a crypto ad. They
Yeah,
got
that was
me.
pretty.
I mean, they got me. They got me. I gotta say, they got me.
I think
Uh,
I think the Budweiser ad was pretty good. They always do pretty good with the
yeah,
Budweiser.
that's the was that the horse and eagle one?
Uh,
Yeah, that was
that
good.
one. I definitely think I think the Sabrina one was pretty good. There is one other one that's like blanking my mind. I
A
didn't
lot
like
of
the
people were
Stay
talking
Puft.
about the Instacart commercial with Ben Stiller and Benson Boone. No, get Benson Boone off of my Super Bowl screen. I never want to see his stupid pedophile mustache ever again. What an industry plant.
I wasn't that big of a fan of the Stay Farm commercial. It had like Cat's Eye in it and like Haley Steinfeld and uh Key Peele in it, so I wasn't.
Yeah, yeah. There were We didn't even get any good movie trailers.
No,
The
we got
weirdest thing,
glimpses. The only thing I saw was Minions. That was
yeah,
it.
Minions, and then Mandalorian and Grogu got like a
Oh,
weird spot where it was like narrated.
yeah,
Or Adventures of Cliff Booth also got a spot that had no movie title, nothing. Not oh hey, it was directed by David Fincher, written by Quentin Tarantino. It was just shots of Brad Pitt, and then it said Netflix. What world are we living in? What world are we
yeah.
living in right
It's,
now?
it went downhill for sure.
The only thing that was in my head after was the Team USA versus the World parody NBA. It was like when Yama, everybody wants to rule the
I'm gonna be
world.
honest. I do not know if I saw that. I don't remember
It was on like four
hearing it.
times. It was that was catchy. Speaking
All
of
I kept hearing
sports
was the
stars,
Olympics golden ad. That's all that kept playing to me.
there's another. Oh, dude, yeah, literally every commercial break. We get it. The Winter Olympics is on. I don't care. Like, I really could care less that the Olympics are happening. I don't even want to root for this country. This country sucks right now. No, but Another movie that's coming out this weekend we didn't even mention, and we're talking about all the movies that are dumped onto Valentine's weekend, is Steph Curry's movie Goat.
Oh
Are you
yeah,
gonna watch
Goat.
Goat?
Dude, I heard Goat was good. I heard Goat was like actually really good. And I think I will. You know, I like what's his name? Killer McLaughlin.
Yeah,
Um, I
Jelly
really like
wasn't it?
him. I don't think I'll see the movie personally. I think I'm okay now, you know. All support for Caleb McLaughlin, you know. I hope you get casted as like Miles Morales or something. I'll watch you in Marvel. Um, and yeah, but
Dude, that's hilarious. That is that, and it's from the team that did Spider-Verse, so we
yeah,
gotta we gotta throw our money their way. We gotta throw
yeah.
our money their way. But that's yeah, yeah.
No,
Oh
Goat sounds
man.
really good though. I've heard really good things about it. I mean, obviously the story sounds like it's gonna be pretty cool. You know, it's about an underdog, you know, achieving his dreams of playing basketball. Um, and yes, I mean it's a story inspired by, you know, Stephen Curry. So.
Yeah, and I relate to it on a personal level because I too am the GOAT, just in a lot of things in life. Monopoly, I destroy you in Monopoly every single night. You
But
get
you
dominated by
haven't
me every
asked
night.
too much though.
What you say?
Hold on. Let's talk about Monopoly. Like we've been playing Monopoly. Okay, me, Jeremy, and Russ have all been playing Monopoly at night. Jeremy is the weirdest guy alive. Okay, simply for the fact that like he wins most of these games, right? He goes and he wins most of these games, and I understand. Russ, our friend Russ, is a A-class rage baiter when it comes to playing Monopoly. Like he will make the worst trade with you and then somehow convince you that you are like the devil himself for even declining that trade. But really, Jimmy has been winning most of the time. And now he thinks that he's on this retirement tour of like three more games left, but he's not. Like he's going to play as long as we're playing because he has nobody else
No,
to play with. As long
they
as me and Russ are on Monopoly, he
you
will
don't
also keep playing
appreciate
Monopoly.
greatness until you don't have it anymore. All right. I am on a John Cena retirement run. This is it. All right.
And you've lost. Like you've lost like two out of the five games that you promised to play. Like if you don't win, it's over.
I got bored. I had to change up my approach. I got tired of just winning all the time. Ever since we downloaded PS5 Monopoly, it has torn us apart. It has tested our friendships. It has tested us as men. And I don't want to do that to you guys anymore. I don't want to put you guys through that anymore. So, yeah, you heard it here first, people. Jeremy is retiring from Monopoly. The Fragmented Zone world will never see a clip of me playing Monopoly. Okay, we're putting that in the past. We're done. Three more games is all I got in me. Three more games. Unless we start putting real money down, then we're talking. All right. If you start playing Monopoly with real money, let's see how that goes. I already have gambling problems. No, my butt hurts so bad on this chair. My butt hurts so bad. I need to
Life
get
is
a. I,
country.
and I already know that Riverside is not recording our uh, external mic audio, so the audio is going to suck. And I don't even have a good gaming chair to sit in. So this is low budget podcasting. I don't even know. See, I'm talking to the mic anyways, like it matters, knowing that it doesn't. It just looks more professional. Um, let me let me get up and stretch my butt in a little bit here, but let's while I'm doing that, while I'm stretching my buttocks, um, I wrote in my notes here like just one word, GTA. I don't remember what that's supposed to mean. I think I think I want to ask you, um, like is this the year? Because I remember coming into this year, 2026 was we're getting Avengers Doomsday, we're getting GTA 6, 2026 is going to be awesome. But at this point, I expect disappointment. I expect to be upset. I expect GTA to get delayed until 2027. I don't know if that's going to happen, but keep my expectations low. But are we going to play GTA 6 this year?
Yeah, GTA 6 is for sure coming out this year. Like it's It is most definitely coming out this year. Like it's no doubt in my mind. You know, I think the game has actually been pretty much done for a while. Um, and it's just those kind of like final touches and whatnot. But they know they can't delay this game any longer because if they delay it again, like the amount of people who are gonna be playing it is gonna significantly drop. People have already died. People have already gotten arrested. People have already been put away for life before they even got to play this game. So I really can't wait any longer. More people can't die.
Do you know how mad I'd be if I didn't make it to GTA 6? Like, if someone pulled a gun out on me tomorrow, I would fight back. just, just, I would do everything in my power to make sure that I get to live to see GTA 6. All right. Once I get to play GTA 6, it's fair game. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't care. But that's that's uh that's the bottom line. No, 2026 is just going to be, we have such a loaded year ahead of us. And that's why when we come back after this break, even though it's not really going to be a break for us, we're going to do a box office bowl to line up with the Super Bowl. The box office bowl is going to be us each picking 5 movies that are coming out over the next 11 months. And whoever makes the most money at the end of the year is the champion. I am very anti Valentine's Day, right? I feel like I feel like it's the worst holiday ever because I think it emphasizes toxic couples that are only nice to each other one day a year, and it singles out those of us that are jamming out Bruno Mars in the shower because we're single and lonely. So I've always hated Valentine's Day. I think it's ridiculous. I'm glad you're having fun this week, but no, it's no one even gets us. They're all frauds. Bruno Mars. We're gonna do a draft up on short form on TikTok of some of his music, but Bruno Mars, right? He's been in the same relationship since 2011. He's happy. He's a happy man. This is all Noah Khan. All right, he's married. These lyrics aren't real. They don't relate to us. So there's
Well, I
nothing.
mean, you gotta realize how old these people are, right? Like right now, you're only 21. Okay, like I'm sure, obviously, you've had your experiences in which you could make a 10-year long run of music on, right? So like you can like exit out the fact of like most people who make their music, it's about stuff that happened years ago, past, pain. I mean, unless you're like Taylor Swift, but like everybody else, like it's all past, feelings and emotions, and then it's like it's just something that you use to like channel those feelings into because I mean, you of all people know that it's not something that you just like get over and move past. I'm sure these people have moved past these things, but they're making music for people who can't move past.
Bruno Mars is a liar. That's all I'm saying. You're wrong. Look, before we do the box office brawl, one more thing real quick. I thought it'd be fun to bring back a fragmented zone tradition, top two, bottom two, and in honor of love being in the air. Check this out. Zoni actually has over here. Zoni has our topic of the day. If you guys out there in the TFZ universe want to submit your own topics for top two, bottom two, just let us know. But here we go. It says, I don't even know if you could read that, but it says date night locations or date night restaurants. All right. And my bad handwriting. So, Justin, what are your top two? If we were going to get freaky on a Saturday night, where are we going to wine and dine first?
Am I getting freaky or am I eating? What are we talking about?
No, no, we're getting freaky after, but first we got to eat.
There is no freaking after I eat, bro. I
All right.
eat, it's over,
But
it's done. Like
what's your top two, bottom two date night restaurants?
top two, bottom two date night restaurants. You know, put me put me Olive Garden on top of that list, right? I love Olive Garden. Okay, people can call Olive Garden trashy. They can be like, that's not a good date night spot. But it's casual. They have good food. Right? Anybody who tells you they don't have good food doesn't know what to go there and get. I constantly see these videos and these like docu videos about I recently watched one where it was like he went to Italy to try their food, and then he tried Olive Garden. Number one, you should know based off of the research that you did, Olive Garden isn't traditional Italian food. We don't have a lot of traditional foods here in the United States, but then he went on that Olive Garden to try the tour of Italy. I don't like Olive Garden's marinara sauce. Like I don't like their marinara sauce. I think it's pretty bad. But what I get every time I go there is the chicken and shrimp carbonara. That's the most delicious dish ever. They have chicken scampi. They have shrimp scampi. They have the chicken and shrimp carbonara. They have tortellini dishes. They have never endless pasta. These people go to these restaurants. They get one thing. They get the most popular dish, and it's not good. You have your own separate taste buds. Taste what you need to taste, and go about your day. Okay. But that's one. I like the appetizers, everything. Second one, Cheesecake Factory. And now, Cheesecake Factory is one of those things, right, where I'm not even the biggest fan of Cheesecake Factory personally. Like, it's not my top place to go. But if you're taking someone on a date there, dude, there's no way they're not gonna like anything, right? They have such an extensive menu. Their menu is huge, right? Not to mention the amount of endless appetizers that they have. Mac and cheese balls. I mean, I think last time I went there, I got like two appetizers. I got two appetizers, I got my main course, and I got dessert. It has everything in company. They have fun drinks, good desserts, and they just have, you know, good food. Is it the best food you're ever gonna have in your life? No. It's not a five-star Michelin restaurant. It's not trying to be. Not everyone has five-star Michelin restaurant money. So, that's top two right there.
My top two, personally, Olive Garden's a great pick. I know you love your Olive Garden. I'd have to say Texas Roadhouse. You gotta lather up.
Really?
Everyone goes on dates to Texas Roadhouse every once in a while. You gotta lather up those rolls with that cinnamon butter. All right. Um, number two, number two. I don't know. I've never been one, to go. I've never been one to go out to a nice, fancy five-star restaurant because we don't really have those in the Toledo area. All right. There's nothing here. There's nothing here. All right. So I'm going to cheat. All right. And I'm going to say the mall food court. All right. The mall food court, you've got so many options. All right. We can hang out. You can shop. The ladies love to shop. All right. The mall has everything all in one. All right. You get the Taco Bell, you get Dunkin' Donuts, whatever the ladies want, the ladies are going to get at the mall food court. No, no, no. But bottom two, the one that comes to my mind instantly, and I just came up with this, is Applebee's. If anyone ever tells me they want to go on a date night to Applebee's, then I'm leaving the relationship. I think I'm we're not fancy like Applebee's on a date night. The Oreo shake. No, that's Applebee's is very overrated. Um, and um, probably B Dubs is the other one. Probably B Dubs, Buffalo Wild Wings, because um, some people love their wings, but if we're getting freaky, we can't really have wings before. You know what I mean? I just think I don't know, it just cancels out. Like it just wings and freaky just don't go well together. So we're not gonna go to a sports bar like Buffalo Wild Wings, but definitely not Applebee's. All right. And none of these
Right.
crappy five-star restaurants.
I think one of the bottom twos for me. What the hell? I think one of the bottom twos for me probably have to be TGI Fridays. TGI Fridays is boring. It's boring. Like, I feel like in my mind it's way too close to like a Applebee's or anything like that. And I can't trust a place that sells most of their appetizers frozen. Like it's like if you're selling your frozen appetizers, it's like what am I expecting when I go to the restaurant then? So
That's a good point.
yeah, that's one of them.
Your other one's Golden Corral, isn't it?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's terrible. That's terrible. Don't ever invite me to a Golden Corral. Don't ever even bring up the idea of a Golden Corral. There are so many better buffets anywhere you are. I promise you. I promise you, anywhere you are, there is a Chinese buffet that is 10 times better than Golden Corral. I don't care if you want variety.
Yeah,
Okay?
but if it's not a Chinese buffet, there really aren't any good buffets anymore. If you want white people food, you got to go to Golden Corral. That's where
Fuck
you
white
take your
people
family of
food.
five to get cheap
Nah,
steaks.
nah, dude. Nah, dude. Nah. Like, you don't, nah, 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 no.
All right. Well, it's time for the box office bowl. We're we're gonna go take turns going back and forth, build up a team of five movies. We won't know what the results until the end of the year. I think this is going to be fun. Different creators in the space have done a version of this, and I wanted to do it because there's a lot of big movies coming out this year. But the question is, what's in the 1 billion club? I feel like the top. I feel like the top two are pretty set in stone. It's the MCU projects, but the question is, who's going to grab up which one?
Hmm.
This is the wheel of TFZ. I wrote our names on there.
What
Let's
the
see.
hell?
Let's see who wins. Wait, that's not a good spin. Hold on. That is not a good spin. We're going to spin this thing better over here. It's on Justin's name. I don't know if you that it the thing's on Justin's name. Justin, you get the first pick in the draft in the box office bowl. Who
All
you
right.
taking?
Well, first off, I'll take Spider-Man off the back. Uh, yeah, I'll let you have Doomsday. Doomsday it's an interesting one for me. Obviously, it's going to perform as the MCU. Um, but I think a lot of people have problems with the MCU. I think a lot of people have problems with the direction that the main MCU storyline is going in. And I kind of think Spider-Man is a little bit stepping away from that. It's a reboot. Everyone's really excited. Everyone always loves Spider-Man. Everyone's gonna go see a Spider-Man movie. So I'll take Spider-Man. I'll take Spider-Man.
I think that works. I mean, Spider Man is so recognizable. If there's a Spider Man movie in theaters, like you said, people are going to see it. This has the Hulk, um, the Punisher. It's not going to be as big as No Way Home, but it's a reset of Spider-Man. I like the pick. Avengers Doomsday, it all depends on if people's superhero fatigue is real. If superhero fatigue is real, I think Avengers Doomsday is just desperate for Marvel. It's just a whole bunch of fan service. It's bringing Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans back. It's the X-Men. And let's be honest, it's going to work because nerds like us, our butts are going to be seated opening night. Obviously, I'm taking Doomsday.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and we're not spinning the wheel again, right?
No, you can just keep going.
All right, cool. I'll take Michael. Um,
What a pick. I didn't think you were
yeah,
going to take what a pick. That was going to be my next pick.
yeah, I'll take Michael. I know my people, man. I know my people. I know everyone's like really excited to go see Michael. I think people have been waiting for this. I mean, also people have some iffy opinions, but even the people who have iffy opinions are gonna be like that one Michael Jackson impersonator. I know people who have like iffy opinions are gonna be seated just to see how well they do the story. So I know I'm taking Michael. Yep.
Yeah. Because even if it's bad, it's going to make $1 billion. I mean, Michael Jackson was the biggest artist in the world. So whatever this is, it's going to be huge when it comes out. So I like that. Um, I'm taking the next movie on my list that I think is for sure going to make $1 billion. It's the Super Mario Galaxy movie. I think
Okay.
that's another $1 billion hit. Maybe even bigger than the first one because this is at a whole nother level. This has Yoshi. I mean, the kids loved the first one. The adults loved the first one. It's the Super Mario franchise. We're gonna go watch it. So I think that's another for sure $1 billion movie.
All right. Give me the Odyssey. Um. Yeah. I'll take the Odyssey. We all know like how how that movie overall is going to perform. I mean, there's always this level of hype, and the cast around this entire movie is insane. So you take Chris Nolan, you take all that. This is the movie to go see. This is the movie that everyone's hyped about. I'll take the Odyssey.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of the biggest movies of the year. I think it's gonna be most critically acclaimed. I just rewatched the trailer last night when I was working on my list. It's Christopher Nolan doing history, and I'm excited. I don't know if is going to hit a billion, but it's gonna get close. Um, I think my next pick is very slept on. It's gonna be very slept on. It's a sleeper pick, but hear me out because people love their live action Disney movies for some reason. And I think Moana might be the biggest one they've ever done because this has the power of Dwayne Johnson behind it. Moana 2, a movie that I didn't even watch, that was supposed to be a Disney Plus movie, made over $1 billion in the box office. So I'm taking the live action Moana. I am
Okay.
Moana.
Um, I'm trying to pick between these two. I'm trying to really figure out which fan base and which who's going to go out there and really, you know, get at it. Um, right now, honestly, give me Wuthering Heights. I'll take it. Uh, I think I just think that movie has certain people in a chokehold. I think a lot of the publicity that's been around this movie and a lot of the I won't say controversy, but a lot of the talks around this movie have been big. So I'm expecting this movie to be big when it releases. I'm expecting um some good numbers out of it.
Absolutely. I think that's a very niche one. I think there's a group of people that are going to freak out about that movie. Margot Robbie, Jacob Elordi. So that's an upcoming pick. You're going to start making money this weekend. Uh, I think this is the nail in the coffin, though. I can't believe we let this fall this far, and I can't believe you're letting me have this. Another animated movie that I'm taking, Toy Story 5.
Mm.
So, I mean, I just think that Toy Story has such a massive reach. They could milk this franchise until we all die, and they could make 10 more movies, and I think they'd still do well in the box office. So, they probably are going to milk this franchise. We didn't even need a fourth one, and here we are with Toy Story 5. So, sure, give me that. Whatever. I think this is your last pick, and I'm curious to where you go because not to help you or guide you in any way, but there are like some on my list. Like I have some like early 2000 nostalgia with like Street Fighter, Masters of the Universe that could do really well. But there's also some big franchises. Illumination has another certain movie coming out. There's um, Star Wars, Dune. So, what are you taking with your last pick?
Hard because it's man, I don't know. It's my choices here that I have kind of are like, you know, is one of them overplayed? Has the fan base for it died down? Another one is like, are people gonna go see it, or are they gonna be, misogynistic? So, but I'll take Scream 7. I'll take
Okay.
Scream 7. Yeah. Um, realistically, Supergirl looks better on picture, because Obviously, it's new, it's fresh. James Gunn, he's coming at. There's here Jason Momoa as Lobo in there. So, but I think Scream 7. I think there's a lot of hype around. You know, just that fan base in general, and what they're gonna do with that. So I'll take Scream 7.
Yeah, I mean, I think with all the stuff with Sky Glass Media and the controversy surrounding the movie, I think a lot of people are going to, if they watch it, illegally pirate it and not give that studio their money. So that might be the detriment there. But it is still the Scream franchise, and they feel they're very desperate with making this movie. So I don't think it's a bad pick. I agree that the misogyny with Supergirl is going to kill the movie. Superman didn't even make a billion. There's also the Snyderverse fans that suck. That sucks. So I'm not taking Supergirl, even though I'm really excited for it. I love what James Gunn is doing. Part of me wanted to take Minions, but I have enough kids movies on the list. Give me just because it's Star Wars, even though I don't know if people are going to show up because it's based on a Disney Plus show. Give me the Mandalorian and Grogu. All right, it is Star Wars. It is Baby Yoda. All right, this is a movie for the boys. The Mandalorian Grogu. That's my last pick.
Uh, I, I don't know. I think either pick you would have done. I think if you would have went with Street Fighter or the Mandalorian and Grogu, I don't think either one of them would have been, the greatest pick of the batch because I think both those movies are gonna be kind of sleepers. They're gonna fly under the radar.
Yeah,
Any Street Fighter adaptation is gonna fly under the radar. It's gonna fall into the category of nursing home movies eventually. So
I really I think this entire competition really just comes down to how the Marvel movies do
yeah.
because we're talking $1 billion club here, but Doomsday and Spider-Man could both make over 2 billion worldwide.
hmm
So
I'm
it
counting
just
on the sleepers, man. I'm counting on, you know, Wuthering Heights. I'm hoping, that there's some people out there, some real freaks that are gonna be packing those
yeah.
movies. I might even affect the numbers. I might go see it.
If I that feels illegal. Like it feels like you're the streaker
Absolute
at the
venom.
Super Bowl who bets on a streaker at the Super Bowl. But now, if Wuthering Heights ends up making 900 million over the next 2 weeks, I'm gonna get scared a little bit. And then Scream 7 comes out in like 2 weeks. So if you start stacking up these numbers on me, I'm gonna get a little scary. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, let the audience
Plus,
tell you how you did.
plus,
Even
not
though,
to mention too, like if these movies, some of these movies released towards the end of the year, right? And we're doing this in cap at the end of the year. We kind of have to total up what we already got. You know,
that is true.
it's not like we can wait till next year, some months to the next year, and be like, these are our final numbers. Like, nah, like when it gets to the end of the year, we have to count our numbers. It's gonna reflect.
I feel confident. This is gonna be like Monopoly all over again. I'm gonna dominate. All right. Is there anything you want to say to the world before I stop recording? Like, what do you want to tell the people, Justin?
I don't know. Everyone, open your eyes. All right, everyone, be better, be smarter, um, be kind, be loving. It's such a hard time. Like you're gonna go through life hating everything, right? And you have to lead by example, right? Lead by, you know, think of the people in your life. Think of anybody in your life. Like you have to question, like, does this hatred is this hatred going to make me happy? And the answer is no, right? That's gonna stay the same regardless. Okay? You can't put people in places that aren't gonna change anything because you're too comfortable with how you are now and not comfortable with the idea that things can be better, right? In spite of other people. So, you know,
Yeah. In the wise words of the Wreck-It Ralph villains, you don't have to be the bad guy. And that's cheesy, but at the same time, like we all need to be on the right side of history. It's not about who you voted for. It's not about your history. It's about what you think is right now. And you should choose to be a good person. And we should all choose to be good people and spread love. I respect that, Justin. I respect that.